So what's up, guys? Back with the Boring Guy Show. Of course, I'm boring as fuck, and I'm always gonna be boring. Ain't nothing really exciting about me. But here's where we start off today. So today, well, I'm gonna deviate a little bit. I think. Well, today we're gonna talk about Amber and well, we're just gonna talk about Amber for a moment. I mean, 6 years. This chick was well, how did I say? 6 years. This chick had her ups and downs. Well, for Wendy's, you guys are well, you guys got a queen pin on your hands, man. I mean, the chick she sold Adderalls with her homosexual coworker. They were his Adderalls. I know because during my spiral into depression under her rule, I well I started popping Adderalls and I was getting them from Amber. Well, of course, I don't know how much they were selling them for. It's like I don't know if he had 30s or whatever, but I mean I was getting them. I think they were the good kinds too. And I mean, shit, she started giving me her son's Adderalls actually that he was prescribed through a doctor. She started giving me them motherfuckers, man. And she really don't give a fuck, man. Like she Amber will fucking basically just ruin you if you let her. Now, I know y'all thinking like, man, this nigga is just obsessed with trying to ruin this chick. Yeah, you know why? Because this chick was obsessed with trying to ruin me at one point for no reason. Just because I didn't want to be with her. You know what I mean? She used my daughters as weapons. She put them on the phone. Say bye to daddy. Bye, daddy. Take the phone back. That's the last time you'll ever hear him. You know how many times I've heard that? More than I can count on probably two hands. Yet she always say something to you like, I'll never stop you from seeing your kids. Oh, your babies love you, you know? Yeah, but then you're bent on trying to make sure that my children don't know me. And that's the thing that gets me is like, how can you be bent on trying to make sure a kid doesn't know their father when you just want to fucking use your kids as weapons? And it's this thing that it saddens me the most. And so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Because Amber just doesn't give a fuck anyway. Like, she acts professional, you know. She just told me today, she said, I quit my job. Say whatever, so do whatever you want. Amber quitting her job would be like fucking Satan giving up his seat in hell. It just ain't happening. Thing is, I'm glad she got all dolled up. No matter what, man, a Venus flytrap is still a fucking Venus flytrap regardless of how it looks. So, hey, enjoy. I love my little girls. I love them more than life itself. When a woman can use them against you and use them as weapons, I don't know, it hurts. I never seen anything like it before. I mean, hell, Jessica Freeman didn't even do that to me, you know what I mean? She's never used my kids as weapons against me. But then, too, I've never heard of a woman that did it. But I know they're out there, because I met one. I mean, I had 3 kids with her. And for the longest time, man, it's funny, too, because she told me today, she's like, everything you said in your video so far is what you did to me. It's not what I did to you. And I'm like, wow, really? So I took everything I did to you and made it what you did to me, right? Okay. So I'm that cold, huh? I'm that cold. No, I'm not that fucking cold. I can look you in your eyes and tell you I'm not that fucking cold. I will never do that to somebody. The shit that I've said that you've done to me is the shit you've done to me. I will never in my life attempt to do what you did to me to another person. That is like trying to put someone through straight hell and you know you're doing it and you don't give a flying fuck you're doing it. I mean, literally, you pushed your way in the house where I'm at right now, knowing I live with 2 Caucasian males, and all you gotta do is just basically bat your eyes and you get whatever you want from them. The funny thing is, man, so she comes over one night, right? I should have called the police. Me being me, and Amber being Amber, and this place being this place, and me not wanting to get in trouble because, of course, my guys let me stay here for free, so I don't want to fucking, basically, I don't want to shit in his yard, you know what I mean? In his backyard. And, she comes over, she did it all the time, man. I called the police once because it's the only way I could get rid of her. You know, they went over to her house, talked to her, didn't even come talk to me. Not once, but she's outside the door, outside, yelling, beating on doors. Let me in, Ray! 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 And I can't do nothing about it, man. I mean, I'm just a black guy. I can't do a damn thing about it, man. I asked my buddy, bro, you gonna stop her? You gonna say something? This is your house, man. Just get up and say something. She'll leave. She'll leave when she'll leave on her own. Is she leaving, bro? Has she left yet? Can you please stand up and be a man and say something to this chick? Do you know my buddy just sat there watching TV? Just like the night she pushed her way in the house and she said, "Get your hands off me, Ray." She was yelling, "Get your hands off me." I'm holding the bitch back with my stomach. You know what I mean? I'm literally just trying to hold the bitch back with my stomach. I'm doing one of these moves. I don't even know if I could do it for you guys, but hang on, I'm trying to show you. I'm doing one of those moves, you know what I mean? I'm holding the bitch back with my fucking stomach, man. Literally holding the bitch back with my fucking stomach. And this chick does not give a fuck, man. She's balls to the wall, ready to fucking just do whatever she's got to get in the house. And this is just a shit on my dick for no reason. Because I don't want to fuck with her. Yeah. But yet she's told me a million times to just leave, you know what I mean? And I wasn't living with her, you know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. We both told each other, just let us go. Let me go. Just let me go. But mine were way more than hers, man. I tried to get away from that chick way more than she tried to get away from me. And you know what she always would do? Guilt trip me. She put my daughter's on the phone again. And she said, "Bye to daddy." "Bye, daddy." That's the last time you're going to hear him. You really want to break up a home? You want to do this you want to throw away 6 years? But yeah, you could throw away 6 years over some penis. I don't understand you, but I mean, that's your thing. You, like I said, you're a merry little cack rider. That's all you are. For you don't have loyalty. You just have Amber. You just have what you want. You know what I mean? What's funny is, her and her sister, they pull tax scams. And they do it every year, right? So, pretty sure this year they did it. Sister lives in like Ohio or some shit. She moved away, right? And so they've done it this year, but they do it every year. Sister doesn't really take care of the kids like that at all. But of course, Amber Mclean and her have been running a tax scam for more than 12 years now. They've racked up quite a debt. But, of course, they'll ride with it for a while. I don't really care. But I'll tell you one thing. I'll do something about it eventually. Why? Because, well, if it were me, Amber would she'd put it out there. She put it right out there. Wouldn't give a flying fuck if she wouldn't give a flying fuck if I fucking if I went to jail or whatever. She doesn't care. Amber just wants to make sure that you pay because she is having a bad day. Well, because she's pissed. But what can I say, man? I'm a fucking retard. My mom said, don't fuck with Caucasian women, don't fuck with Asians, don't fuck with blacks, don't fuck with natives. I mean, she basically said just fucking hold your dick in your hand the rest of your life and never do shit. And honestly, after meeting Amber, I almost wish I had. Would have been better, you know. I just don't see how a woman can do that to a guy and then think it's okay. I don't see how people can think that they're good people when they do that to people, you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not a good person to the extent I want to be, you know what I mean? But I try and live a decent life. I try and do what I can to make sure that I pay things forward, you know what I mean? I try and I'm trying to right all the bad karma I did when I was younger, because honestly, I was kind of a fucking asshole when I was a kid, man. Not really an asshole. I was a follower, you know, but I did do a lot of dumb shit. I followed people and I made mistakes. And I know I paid my karma. I haven't paid my karma. I know I'm probably still paying my karma. I've done shit even now, you know. And we all have our regrets. My greatest regret though is putting Amber before my own children. And that's where that's actually where my heart hurts the most. My daughters were the most important thing to me, and somehow Amber saw that. And she didn't like that. She doesn't like people being more important to her. I mean, it's obvious. A woman can throw her own daughters under the bus with a bunch of grown men like they're just little hoes, little thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, look at that hoe over there. But that's Amber, man. She don't care, man. She's all about her. Like I said, she got all dolled up now. But still, though, man, you know, she don't mind going out all night and leaving her kids alone because that's what she do. She had this repo dude, right? She's got this repo dude not too long ago. She talking him up real big, you know. Basically bragging on him and shit. She's telling me, oh, I just need time alone. I don't even care, man. Take your time alone. Do your thing. I just want to see my daughters, but she's not answering me when I fucking when I say, hey, I want to visit my daughters and stuff. She's not answering me on that. She's not saying I'll let you see your kids and stuff. She says she'll let me see my kids. But then she ignores me when I try and set up an appointment to see my kids, you know what I mean? But I can't go see my kids on my own. Now, this is the sad thing, man. I just want to see my daughters and my son because he barely even, he cries when he sees me because he doesn't know me. So I just want to see these guys. But Amber has this thing where she'll tell you one thing and totally do the opposite. You know, 4th of July. I had been sitting there. I just got a job and everything. I had asked my boss for that day off specifically. And of course, he wasn't listening to me at the moment. Or he had forgotten. He was on vacation, of course, when I had to work that day. Well, my other boss, who is awesome in her own right, she let me out at 2. So I got out of there. I rushed home as fast as I could, you know. And I got cleaned up. I called Amber like, hey, I'd love to see, can I see the kids now, you know? And she wasn't at work at the time. She was actually at home taking a shower. I guess she had opened up or something, had to open. And she said that my daughters were at her mom's. So she basically tried to keep, she basically played tug and war on that one for a moment. Do you know that she finally went to her mother's house and said that she let me talk to my one daughter. She said she said one of my daughters wanted to come, the other one didn't. Do you know that those are our children? And if the kids were with me and not with you, I would definitely, by all means, do whatever necessary to make sure you saw your children. I don't give a damn because you're their mother, you know what I mean? So you get to see your children. I don't care. I've always held that notion that family is the most important thing in the world, because when I was a child I didn't have it, you know? And the thing is, it hurts the most is because Amber didn't have a father when she was young. You know, her father left, and I'm starting to understand why he left. I'm starting to see that, man. Because the apple never falls too far from the tree. I see what happened with him. And he died at a younger age. He didn't get to make it to see his daughter grow up to become a monster. He didn't get that. And I'm glad I'm sorry, Mr. Mclean, but I'm glad you did actually pass away. Because you'd be ashamed of what your daughter became today. You'd be fucking ashamed, man. You would. I'd be ashamed if my daughter grew up to be something like this, something that just terrorized people instead of trying to uplift them. You know. I still remember her father's smile. That's just crazy, man. I remember the picture of her and her father. That's burned in my fucking in the back of my mind for the rest of my life. And a picture can tell a thousand words, man. But I tell you one thing, the smile on his face, man. I don't know, it's weird. The smile on that guy's face is just, it's a genuine smile, man. It's not fake. It's not, you know, just 'cause I have to. It's a genuine smile. He was happy to be with his daughter. And that's something that Amber doesn't give a damn about, you know. I'm gonna tell you like this: none of Amber's baby's fathers have been consistent in their children's lives throughout their children's lives. And that's the thing, is Amber doesn't want that. She doesn't want consistency with a father and their son, a father and their daughters. She doesn't want that, you know what I mean? Amber just wants the children to herself so she can use them as tools and basically get paid off of them, you know what I mean? Well, at least before I talked her into getting a job, she was content with just collecting a check, getting pregnant, popping them out, getting a check. You keep popping them out, you keep getting checks. You can't stop giving you checks. This is America, baby. You keep having babies, you keep getting checks. And Amber was cool with that. But I helped Amber realize that there's more money and power if you work. So that's what she's worked towards so far. And I don't get it, man. You can call me a pussy or whatever you want to call me, man. And I'm saying it's a St. Cloud and all of America. But 4th of July, I literally talked to my daughter and I broke down crying. And you know what Amber did? Oh God. That's what she said in the background. Oh God. You know, how can you be so heartless as to say that to somebody? I don't even care about you. You know? I don't give a fuck if I ever saw you again in my life. I even told you I could set something up, you know, give me the chance to come get him, but no. No. That's not Amber. Amber doesn't give a damn about anybody but herself. You know? She doesn't want you to build a real bond with your children. Not unless you're under her rule. And I noticed that because I saw her on Facebook. She's all dolled up now. She's on Facebook. You guys can find her, Amber Mclean. You know, assistant manager at Wendy's. And they're giving her all these compliments. Oh, stunning and all this and all that. Dog, I'm going to tell you boys something, man. If you're that thirsty, man, there's plenty of fucking bitches on Buzz TV, man. Check out Buzz TV. It's an app, man. Check that out. There's plenty of stunning women on there that you can admire all day long. You want to go stick your cack inside of Amber, man. Just because somebody goes and loses some weight doesn't mean that underneath the hood is going to be a pretty engine, man. You know what I mean? We're human beings. Just because you go and fix yourself up doesn't mean that once you take off them clothes, man, she is going to be one stunning, beautiful woman. You know what I mean? Heather Mason wasn't like that. With clothes on, Heather Mason was, she was about an 8.9. Took them clothes off, man. She dropped to about a fucking 6. The thing is, a face is something. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I could still, you know, get somewhat handsomed up, but I'm still just a skinny-ass little brown guy. You know, if we want to be politically correct. I'm still a skinny ass little brown dude. So basically, no matter what, man, I'm not, you know, I'm not buff anymore. Nor was I really ever beefier. I mean, I was toned and stuff, but I mean, shit, man, it is what it is, though. The thing is, though, man, you see, Amber's more concerned with, you know, being attractive and, you know, getting compliments and receiving attention than she is about taking care of her kids. Sometimes, man, you can have the key to unlock Pandora's box. Doesn't mean you should, man. Next time, yeah, it's open. Hey, Sam, come here real quick. All right, big dog. This is Sam, man. This is the guy who was basically, he's been around ever since the descent into my depression. Come here real quick, big dog. I need you to say hi to the people. Because of course you knew Amber Mclean. Now, this right here is Sam. He's a good guy. Sam, would Amber come over and yell like crazy?
Fuck yeah.
Please do tell us a little bit more, because I like the people of St. Cloud, Minnesota to know a little bit about Amber Mclean.
Well, she'd come over to the house here and she'd start fucking yelling up like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Honestly. I'd be trying to sleep. She'd be just banging on the fucking door.
All right. I know. And Sam doesn't want to say too much. You know, he doesn't want to get involved, so I understand. This is my battle. I have to deal with this shit. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's got to deal with her. No one wants to get involved. So basically, again, that's what makes me feel like I almost don't exist sometimes. I gotta fight this chick by myself. It's like being the only fucking soldier in a war against a thousand. You know what I mean? Or it's like being a ghost in a room. Sixth Sense, really. I feel like Sixth Sense. I'm talking. I feel like people are talking to me, but nobody's talking to me. And Amber made me feel that way. Amber's the one that started that, man. I've always felt like really nobody listened to me, but Amber really drove that needle home. And I loved it too, because she would always dare me to do something, you know what I mean? Well, not always dare me, but she dared me. Like with, with Wendy's. I was depressed and shit. That's why I was living with her. I was depressed, and I called and I said, I'm going to call Wendy's and tell them on you. And she said, I dare you to. They're not going to believe you. Nobody believes you. Everybody thinks you're crazy. And this is the shit I had to go through, you know what I mean? I called them. You know that they did not do a damn thing to Amber, because nobody touches Amber, man. Nobody in this known fucking world touches Amber, you know? Well, I guess not in a political term anyway, or sense. I mean, she was out 2 in the morning, right? This is like 3 months ago. She went out 2 in the morning for a walk. Now tell me why she went out 2 in the morning for a walk, mind you. And, hang on.
Babe, you want to come get the door?
Oh, sheesh. Well, you guys gonna have to deal with some bad lip syncing for a while, because I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Now, you got it? Nope. I got it, bro. Hang on. 1 second, guys. Gotta help my boy do something. There you go, big dog. Go ahead. Again, thank you for making a guest appearance. All right, back to the story. So here's the thing, man. So Amber Mclean, this is what she did, right? So, where was I at? Man, this threw me off. Give me 5 seconds. Give me 3 shakes of a lamb's tail to remember what the heck I was trying to get at. Oh, okay. So yeah, she dared me to call Wendy's. I called Wendy's. Shouldn't have called Wendy's, man, but hey, what can I say, man? She's almost put me away so many times, it's ridiculous. And over the dumbest shit, man. It's amazing how when you don't record anything that people do to you, they've got balls of steel. They're 10 feet tall, 30 feet tall, maybe even 50 feet tall, untouchable. skin like fucking iron. Man, resilient like the Hulk. But the moment you fucking start recording them, you start showing them a little bit of themselves, that's when they start to not like you. Amber probably would have stayed with me forever if I had started recording her. I don't care either way, but I tell you one thing, man. I couldn't do it, man. I could not live a life of solitude where I basically am another person's pet, you know? And because I was homeless and because I was into playing video games and doing nothing, she had the perfect patsy. All you gotta do is just fucking feed him, buy him stuff here and there, and just shut him up, you know? Every time I'd say something about something, or I'd bring up, you know, that dude, she'd buy something. You know, she'd buy me something just to distract me. I guess like a guy would do a chick, you know, if his chick always brought up, you know, that other female, he'd buy her something just to shut her up. That was Amber. Amber wore the pants. You know what? She even told me once, I wear the pants in this family. So understand that. I can't do anything about it. I couldn't do anything about it. I'm still lost. Man. Sometimes you become broken and you don't know how to fix yourself. You know. At the thought of the loss of my daughters, I've literally thought about putting a bullet through this old noodle of mine many a times now, within the last year or so. I'm gonna tell you the reason I put Amber out there for HRA, and the reason I went on and turned that trump card in. You know why? Because I went over to her house this past winter. I went over there. I didn't knock on the door. I threw like a rock or something at the door. You know, I sat across the street. I sat in the cold for an hour and some change. I sat out there in below temperature weather to see my daughter's feet, toes numb to the point of frostbite, fingers close to the same. I just sat there wanting to see my daughters. I would never have let her sit there like that, nor would I let any other human sit there. I don't care how ruthless they were to me. If they wanted to see their daughters or their son, I wouldn't even let them sit out there for 10 minutes. No human deserves to be treated like a fucking straight animal. Do you know, I guess she was at work or something, and she said, I can't see my daughters yet. I was escorted home by the police. And do you know that for 3 weeks I waited, just like I did for that whole 9 months that she was, or I think it was 6 months that she didn't bring them by to see me. I waited by that window like I did for my little brothers when we were in foster home and they would be taken away every time we visit. We only get like a 3-hour visit and they'd be taken away. And I waited by that window, and every fucking time I heard a door close, I'd run to the window like a dog, or every time I heard kids, I'd go over to the window thinking maybe it's my little booskers and nooskers. It wasn't. Amber had no thought of bringing my children to me, and she told me I was content with never talking to you again. I mean, that's all right with me, man. I can handle that. But to take my children away and to use them against me like that, to hurt a person just by keeping their kids away from them, is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. And she was totally okay with that. And I even texted her one day, like, I said, man, you was content with never letting me see my daughters again. And she said, no, I said, you were content with never talking to me again. And she said something around the lines of, I never said that, or I never thought that, or whatever. The thing is, man, I gave you plenty of time to calm down, to feel yourself, whatever, to break yourself away from me, you know. But of course, during that 3 weeks, she still didn't come by. She didn't let me see my daughters or nothing. So I had to make the conscious decision, you know. Do do I just let her get away with this or what, you know? Just because I know where my daughters are doesn't mean they're safe. So I went on and did it. Of course, I finally told her, you know, I said, listen, man. I said, listen, I will go down on you if you just let me see my kids. I don't care. I was ready to cross that line, America. St. Cloud, I was ready to do it. I said, man, I'll do it. Zoe Berger or not, I'll do it. I'll go down there and I'll tangle with the wild squid. Whatever, man. And that finally got her to talk to me. And she said, I don't need anything from you. That's nice. That's awesome. I just want to see my kids. You know, I finally got to see my daughters, but it wasn't when I wanted to, you know. And here's the thing. This is what's really funny. So I was texting and everything, and of course, I met this guy in prison once. His name was Schmitty. Well, his name was Smith, but everybody called him Schmitty. Old bald guy. He's a cool dude, man. Cool dude. And he'd always say, excuse me, wow. And I thought it was always funny with past gas. He'd always say it like that. So I was like, oh, whatever, man. It's kind of cool. But Schmitty told me, he said, and this was when I was with Heather Mason. It wasn't really with Heather Mason. It's in my mind. I was, you know, at the time, that was the only person I had known before I went to prison. And he said, look at it this way, man. It's been a year since you've been down. By the time you get out, man, she could have had a kid. She could have a kid, be married, have a family. And I said, you know, and I thought to myself, you know, he's right. And I had to break myself from the cycle of thinking that she was going to still be there. You know, when I got out of prison, she actually did have a kid. She didn't have a man, but she had a kid. And or she was pregnant anyway. And I, like an idiot, thought I could help her take care of another man's baby. You know, but she was still playing me and everything. It's whatever, man. I'm a gullible sucker. That's what I get. So what happened was with Amber, man, she so it was my daughter's birthday, right? And regardless of the fact of the matter is, man, I wanted to see my daughter on her birthday. She didn't bring my daughter about on her birthday. But I had texted Amber before this, like a week before this or whatever, and I had texted her and I was, you know, I told her, man, I mean, you tore me down, you've taken everything from me. I don't care, man. I mean, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And I told her, I said, it's okay. You can bring your man. You can bring your man. I mean, I know you probably got another child. You're probably pregnant with another child. I said, you can bring your man. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna hate on you, you know. And I was trying to soften the blow for the hole created in my heart. The hole's actually created in my heart. So I said, I've got a woman completely lying out of my fucking teeth. I said, I got a woman, you know, we're expecting, again, lying out of my teeth just so I can lessen the blow from when she tells me she's got all this. And do you know, her text to me was, well, I guess you won't be seeing these kids till they're 18 either. And I guess they'll decide if they want to see you then or not. Well, I had to break down and tell her that I was only lying. You know, and after that, she finally agreed to let me see my children. But on my daughter's birthday, on Montana's birthday, I mean, not Montana, sorry, little sister. On Tanaya's birthday, I wasn't allowed to see her. My son's birthday wasn't too far after or before, I can't remember. I wasn't allowed to see him either on his birthday. I was allowed to see both of them a week after each birthday. So a week after their birthdays, I was allowed to see them. I'm not even allowed to see my kids on their birthdays. But St. Cloud, this is the woman who works at Wake Park and basically greets you and works so hard for Wendy's, you know what I mean? This is the kind of person she is when she's not wearing a suit and tie or whatever. You know, when she's not trying to do good by people, you know what I mean? Not giving you a fake smile. I've never met someone who has such sociopathic tendencies and can be so ruthless, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did meet somebody like that. Her name was Heather Mason. But I mean, Heather Mason was scores under this chick, man. Not really. I'm broke right now. But yeah, man. Heather Mason, she was scores under this woman. I thought Heather Mason was cutting state-of-the-art ruthlessness. But Amber McLean is cutting state-of-the-art ruthlessness. I mean, she's like beyond, she's like technology that humans aren't meant to have yet. That would be Amber McLean, you know? She's like emotionless to the point where, damn, you know? She kill you, cut you up, and not give a damn about it. And that's crazy, man. Like me, I have morals. I try. I have remorse, man. I try not to. I mean, things I do, I try not to. You know, I have I have a real deep yearning to try and be good. I always say I'm a bad guy with a good heart. More than likely I am, but I try to be a good guy, you know what I mean? I just don't get it. I don't understand how somebody could do that to you. How someone can just take your life and just turn it upside down. When they sat there in the beginning and they tried to make you think. They sold you a dream, you know? But I mean, con artists will sell you anything, anywhere, anytime, any place. Con artist to con artist. And I'm so stupid. I mean, I'm a con man, but I'm not a con artist. You know what I mean? I'm an ex-con. I mean, and honestly, to tell you the truth, man, I'm not even that good at being a criminal. Honestly, I'm not good at it. Don't really like it much. I just like to play video games, really. Hang out with my kids. Sad thing is, if I did have kids now, if I did have another child now, she'd completely try and cut me out of my children's life. And I know you guys are thinking, like, nigga, you can just go to the state and get parental custody. I hate to tell you, man, I'm afraid of going to the state. I was in the state's custody ever since I was a child. So I have a phobia of the state. It's weird, man. It's hard for me to step into a government center, and she knows this. She knows it's hard for me to do certain things. I mean, I literally 8 months I went with a warrant for a speeding ticket just because I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want to smell the inside of a jail cell. I try, man. I try to stay out of trouble, man. But then too, I was so quick to try and, you know, reclaim my wild side, you know, running the streets and everything. But the only reason I wanted to reclaim my wild side, man, was because I wanted to get away from Amber. I tried to be. It's like you try and be what someone wants you to be. You know what I mean? You try and be that person. I don't give a damn. I mean, I understand. She tried to be what I wanted her to be. She did. She did a lot. You know, she definitely did, man. The thing is, though, money doesn't buy happiness. It don't buy it. Trust me. I mean, I thought, man, I could have all the money in the world. I'd be, you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can, man. But when you just want that one thing, money don't mean a damn thing, man. Money didn't mean nothing to me. All I wanted was her honesty and her loyalty. But to Amber, that's nothing. You know, that's dust under the rug. She'd rather buy you with money than shower you with sincerity, with honesty. You know, it's funny. She'd look me in my eyes sometimes, man. She'd look like she was sincere and passionate. Next moment, though, man, she'd get that scowl on her face, man. You'd be like, oh shit, because she'd be like, it's like, oh fuck, dude. But what can you do, man? You just gotta deal with it. It's life. It's your life. You chose this life, you know what I mean? I chose this life. And I have to deal with it. It sucks, too, because when I see people, like, basically, you know, showering her compliments and stuff, I think, man, if only you knew the shit a person went through that had to deal with her, you know what I mean? And she's probably had to go through shit in her life, too, but if only people knew, man. That's all I could ever think. Until recently, I couldn't say shit because honestly, I had no way to broadcast, no way to reach out to anybody. Then I went and got fucking Spectrum. And because of Spectrum, thank you, Spectrum. Not CenturyLink, because CenturyLink sucks. I'm telling you that now. Can't do much with it. But Spectrum, internet, man, allowed me to actually share my voice. Allowed me to actually share my thoughts. And share my sadness, you know. I ain't gonna lie, man. Ain't like I was perfect in the relationship. By far, I was not perfect either, man. I'm not gonna say anything, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and try and paint her as a bad person. I mean, when I'm you know a bad person. But the thing is, man, I'm trying to think of something. I mean, I'm trying to think of shit bad I did. I mean, I could say shit bad I did to her, you know what I mean? The thing is, though, the things I did to her were only out of retaliation or defense, you know what I mean? I never actually set out to, you know.
Then I just go over there and beat some little kid ass.
I slapped her 4 times in 6 years. I'm not proud of it. Never will be, never have been. You know, she doesn't really care. She always says, you know, you hit me. I've only hit a few females in my life, and I didn't want to. I didn't try to. We'll go back to John Farron School when I was a child. Out there, the girls were like men, or like boys. They basically, I remember this little girl used to always punk boys around, punk me around, really, with her with the little, you know, gang of boys. And I had to fight her, them. I had to. It was the only way, man. It was just me and my 2 brothers, and I was the only one to defend them. I remember me, my homegirl, Nikki McBride. I used to talk shit about my brother, man. But I mean, when it comes to family, you can talk shit about your family, but you don't let anybody else talk shit about your family. I remember one day I used to talk about my brother, talking shit about my brother. We got into a fight. Nikki McBride is still one of my good friends to this day. We've known each other since we was 13. You know what I mean? In Little Cottage Grove, Minnesota, Little Chicago. We know each other, and she's still my friend. But I think I hit her. I'm pretty sure I hit her. I remember we were on the bus. We were tussling, man. She was bigger than me, so she got the better of me. She was, you know, we mostly just kind of did the whole, you know, throw each other around. I don't know if I really hit her, though. I'll ask her one day, but I don't know if I really hit her. And then Heather Mason. I hit Heather Mason. I did. She called me a nigger once. And my motherfucking arm flew up so fast, man. It was ridiculous. I can't. Like, that was one of the fastest punches I've ever thrown in my life. It was so fast, man. I didn't even know it. And I just looked at her. And I looked at my arm. I looked at her again. And I looked at my arm. I looked at her. And she just looked at me. And she said, you gotta go. And I said, I know. And that was that, you know, right there. Now, on top of that, I met a woman named Juanita. Out here in St. Cloud. Cool chick, man, Juanita. Another great friend of mine. I remember one time, this is after I hit Heather, you know. I didn't want to. I also gave Heather 3 Charlie horses in the leg. Only because she liked to beat on me. You know what I mean? And by the end of our relationship, I told her, like, listen, I can't do this. I can't be in an abusive relationship. If you can't stop hitting me, I can't be with you. You know what she said? I'm not going to stop hitting you. Her words exactly. Everything there, well, after that I went to prison. So, but with Heather, she was in the bathroom, man. We're in the bathroom. This is back in Joel's apartment. He's a homosexual in St. Cloud, Minnesota. When I was homeless, I kept a job just so I could try and support Heather. I was homeless, sleeping on the streets, but I made sure she had a place to stay. And I went to work. I went there to Joel's to see her. And then I just went to a park bench or something and slept, you know. But I got up every day, had my clothes washed, and I was at work by 3. You know, I did that. I still tried to make sure that Heather was okay. Even though she didn't care a fuck about it, she didn't give 2 fucks less about me, she cared less. But we're in the bathroom one day and we're talking, and she's beating me the up, man. You know, this chick's beating me the up, man, and I'm trying to hold her, I'm trying to restrain her, hoping somebody comes and gets her. Just praying that somebody would come and get her. And do you know that She literally bit me on my left shoulder. She tried her best to beat the shit out of me in that bathroom. And do you know, the whole time I'm listening to Juanita out in the living room, because paper thin walls in Wilson Apartments. I'm listening to Juanita the whole time sit out there and talk shit about about men beating women and how that's disrespectful. So you know what I did? After we were done in the bathroom, I came out. She had 2 cigarettes left. 2 cigarettes. I grabbed one of those damn cigarettes and I said, listen, lady, if you ever in your life talk about how you find it disrespectful for a man to beat up a woman, and I'm in there getting my ass whooped, trying to hold off till somebody gets her off me, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you. She grabbed the other cigarette and she said, I understand, and I apologize. It's not right to hit a woman. It's not. But I'm going to tell you, man, men out there, if you're being abused by a woman, she won't keep her hands off you, and you don't call the cops for whatever reason, slap the ever-loving fuck out of that woman. Slap her like God put his motherfucking might in your hand. Because if you don't, she ain't gonna stop. Even if you do, she ain't gonna stop. But at least you'll show her that you got some fight in you. That's what they want. They want you to beat them up. I don't know why, but for some reason, that's a deep-seated desire is for you to attack them. Hence the reason Amber Mclean said, watch mommy make daddy hit her. That day, that alley was so damn empty. If it had been me beating up on her, that alley would have had a crowd. Popcorn, concession stands, cotton candy going, cops outside waiting. People sitting there throwing bets on how long, or if I'm a black her eye or break her nose. I don't understand why is it when you're trying to be a good person, the world is vacant of any type of actual justice. But the moment you break, you snap, the world is there to see it. You know what I mean? The world's there to see it. I understand how people can do that to you. You know what I mean? They can put you through so much hell and then turn around and tell you it was you that put them through so much hell, then you did all this to them. Like, listen, you can't erase my memories for all of eternity, to the end of time itself. That's the one thing we as human beings will always have, is our memories. No matter what, that's what you have. You have your memories. People can't take that from you, but they can if you let them. That's all I got is my memories. The only things I can rely on, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'd love it if somebody out there would just post a comment, man. Let me know what you're going through. Let me know if you've gone through the same thing. I know I'm not the only one, but man, do I feel like I'm the only one. Do I feel like I'm the only soul out there in the world? You know, it's a sad thing to feel like you're a ghost walking amongst the living. It's a sad thing just to know that no matter what, you have to watch your kids grow as if you're skipping through time. I used to watch, there's these 2 movies I watched as a kid. One was a show movie, whatever. I literally watched that guy. It starts off, he goes through life, right? He starts off, him and his girl get married or whatever. And like he's driving down the road one day and somehow he skips like ahead some years in time. His girl finds him. Or no, he comes walking to the house and she's like, "What's going on?" Well, as the movie progresses, the poor guy's skipping further and further in time, and you can't understand why. And I don't remember the movie completely. I think at the end it was like a penguin or something that greeted him and told him why he was skipping or whatever. I don't know. It was some little alien creature, but regardless, man. Towards the end of the movie, man, his wife, she'd gotten married to somebody else by now, had a family, but she knew where to find him when he would come back. She was waiting for him, you know? She was waiting for him. But he kept skipping ahead in time. I watched my children grow. And all I keep seeing is them skipping ahead in time. We used to have a special shake that I wanted to go out on my deathbed with. I can barely remember the shake, so I know my daughter doesn't remember the shake. It's a sad thing when somebody can just tear your life down and doesn't give a damn about it. I can understand why some people would never want to have children. This is why I didn't want to have children until I was ready. Because I didn't want to go through this. I wanted to be a happy guy with his kids and his girl. I didn't want to be this guy who made babies and moved around. I didn't want to be the typical, stereotypical black man, you know? It's sad when you want to be there opposed to when you don't want to be. Because when you want to be there and you can't, people see that. And they use it against you so hard. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, there is, but I'm an idiot and I don't ever think. Well, anyway, that's not all I gotta say. I gotta get ready for work. You guys are watching the Boring Guy Show. I'm always bored, but today is... Well, today I'm just pathetically bored. Well, post any comments or concerns or, you know, FUs, Ray, you want at the bottom. If there's anybody going through what I'm going through, let me know. I'd love to hear your story. I love you, Booskers and Nooskers. And Junior. Daddy loves you. Stay safe, okay?